Fear and love? Nope. Dr. Willimon is coming to Chattanooga. He'll be at Rivermont Presbyterian Church February 10th, 10 a.m., preaching the word. Then at 11:30, there'll be a brunch and a Q&A. Everybody is welcome. It's going to be super helpful if you let us know you want to come to the brunch part so we can prepare a place for you. And yes, childcare is available. That's where my little ones will be. All right, enjoy this little interview. He is amazing, brilliant, and he cracks me up. So there you go. Might actually be something there.
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole thing to me is fascinating that in that you're identifying the biological power of fear, and then you can't then very well, and that it then makes us irrational.
Mm-hmm.
So then you can't very well explain to somebody that they're less likely with the statistic, because the statistic doesn't matter because they're no longer being rational. And so really the only thing that, and this is what I think the church can bring to the table, the only thing that can help people move through irrational fear is something that is spiritual, right? I mean, is that the move?
I think that, and admittedly, that's a strong claim for our spirituality, but I think Christians can't get around that claim that being related to Jesus Christ actually makes us better people and gives us better lives. By the way, they used to just send Calvinists through the roof when Wesleyans would talk like that.
Mm-hmm.
But we do. And I think I remember years ago in my first church in Georgia with just simple country people, we were talking about the then current Vietnam War.
Right.
And one of the people said, it don't make no sense. We were collecting money to send missionaries to Vietnam just a few years ago, and now we're dropping bombs on them because they're a threat to us. And sometimes in the church helps us reframe our worldview. The church gives us experiences of people that are different and in-depth experiences. And I think maybe the church pushes me to do a better job of witnessing to my faith by showing the world being related to Jesus Christ really does enable you to move in the world and to relate to others in a better way.
Right. But right now, and the fear, it's fascinating. We're not talking as much about you don't have to fear ISIS, because now our fear has gone inward on each other. So now I'm trying to figure out how not to fear the person who I almost see in bed as with the neo-Nazis and the nationalists, and their greatest fear is me as a progressive Christian minister. And so it totally changes. Instead of me saying, don't fear them, it's me trying to figure out not how to fear them and them trying to figure out how not to fear me.
Yeah, that's a fascinating observation. And I think the reason this discussion, I think, is particularly pressing is that we live in a climate where powerful political figures work on my fears.
Right.
But, we have a history of powerful political figures working on all kind of my stuff, my selfishness, my self-centeredness. But the fear is particularly troubling because it can be particularly dangerous. And I think it's worth, therefore, the church kind of saying, now, wait a minute, what are we doing? I remember after 9/11, a preacher saying, I tremble, I worry when you got not only the most powerful nation in the world that also now thinks it's a victim,
right,
that is fearful. And I think, like, that horrible act of evil was committed by 5 or 6 guys commandeering airplanes. So we send the U.S. Navy out into the Atlantic Ocean in warships.
Makes perfect sense to me. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I said, this is not going to go that well. And the sad irony that those 5 or 6 guys that did that horrible deed, they were somehow they got convinced that the United States and those innocent people working in those towers were their enemies that should be feared and destroyed. And so let those people be a warning to us of how horribly warped and the terrible things you can do once you work up in your mind that this is a great fear. But I think underneath this whole discussion is a claim that perfect love casts out fear, that we actually believe Jesus Christ enables us to live in the world in such a way that we're at peace, that the main thing we fear is displeasing him, and that we have a sense of serenity and a sense of openness to others that's engendered to us because Christ has been open to us.
I think you're brilliant, Dr. Willimon, and I have obviously more questions, but I have the great benefit. We all have the benefit of getting to sit with you.
I look forward to being with you and your people this weekend.
All right. Well, give my love to your wife, and glad that she's okay.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Okay.
Peace.
Bye, Clay.
Bye.